All right, so UV unwrapping by default, when you started with an object that was a cube, it unwraps things in a cross configuration, but we can control and change that a little bit. So there's a few different ways to go about this. For example, if I'm looking at this from this view, I could grab, let's see, that specific area. And what I can do is I can go up to select, and I can go to select loops and select a boundary loop, basically defining the outer area of what I just chose. Make sure that that looks okay. And if so, I can go ahead and I can tell it that I would like to, under UV, mark a seam. And now we have a darker color there. Likewise, other things I can do would be to just select around the edge of something. So I can just go ahead and click along, hold down my control button, and it'll try to follow the shortest path. And likewise, I can mark this as a seam. And well, I might as well add a seam right there as well. So let's go ahead and mark a seam there. If for some reason I was doing a seam around the center of this, I could do a loop select. But the point is, I can go ahead and I can mark these different seams. And if I go ahead and push A to select all again, and if I go to UV Unwrap, we will see that there is a different result. So let's give it a moment. All right. Now, that's a little crazy because here's what happened is this stuff is right here. So it's now sort of its own separate little special area. And all the other stuff didn't quite know what to do with anymore, how to calculate it. So it just sort of glommed it together into a circle. So uh, there's definitely things that you need to be aware of as you do this. But the point is, if you go around and you mark seams around the edges of things, it starts to get you a little bit closer to the mark. We'll circle back around in this in a moment or on the next video and talk about this in greater depth.